Hello, 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 everyone. Welcome back to Learning Chess. We are back with Angad, and it's just going to be Angad and me today.
Yeah,
No, you already had your coffee, Angad?
still going on, still going.
Still going on.
Mug is
Awesome.
still there, yeah.
Awesome. So, uh, comedians on board, All Stars coming up. How are you feeling about it?
It's now it's all stars now, so I think there is already a lot of added pressure with calling it all stars. It was just four, it was fine. And when during COB three, I was nobody knew how I would play. So now there is that additional expectation, and it's a round robin format. It's going to be tricky. I'm
But
nervous, but huh,
to be honest, if I were you, I would already
hmm,
feel good that I'm being in this All Stars thing because I'm
hmm.
already a star and I don't have to do anything more. Even if I finish in the last place, I'm still a star. It's
Yeah,
a
that's true.
it's like playing in this CCT, the Champions Chess Tour.
Yeah.
Just being a part of it makes you elite, and then even if you finish the last there, I think
Uh,
you're still part of the elite.
Yeah, I think COB को elite तो नहीं बोलना चाहिए from any standard. Like the other day, I was checking out. So COB 3, I think, still had good games. I was checking out COB 2, and it had really bad games. Yeah, it was very bad.
I know,
So I think
absolutely.
between so COB as All Stars, I think would be at even higher level than 3. So let's see.
I'm not
So
sure.
I've been learning also. You're not sure why?
The first editions, I was not even sure if it was comedians on board or comedy on board. It was that hilarious, unbelievable. And then before COB3, everyone took it so seriously. Everyone was practicing with one
Hmm,
grandmaster each.
hmm,
And they practiced really hard for like 2, 3 weeks. And I
hmm.
thought they were really, really good when the tournament happened. During
Yeah.
these knockouts, everyone was in shape, such
Hmm,
that, when you have these low level games,
hmm.
uh, there is constantly mistakes.
Yeah.
Someone makes a mistake, someone gets better, then the other person makes a mistake. So it's like it's a bit like Rishabh Pant's wicket keeping was. You can
Huh,
expect that it will be a drop,
huh, huh.
but during the during the COB3, the knockout stage, once it got to the knockout, I felt that when someone got better, they never made any blunders. They kept the game solid
Hmm.
and they managed to show a very high level towards the
I mean, the whole tournament
later
was
part.
knockout. I mean, I think you mean the quarterfinals.
Yeah, the quarterfinals. Once,
Yeah.
when Joel, Samay, Vaibhav,
I mean, the
Bishwa.
top eight, it was
Yeah,
very,
yeah, the top eight.
yeah, yeah. All the matches were very good. I mean, when I was checking COB2, I was laughing. I saw it again, the semifinals and the finals. I was like, it is such bad play. But
Yeah.
it's really, I mean, I know it's just a fun thing. You're just streaming on YouTube, but you're really nervous. Like, you're
Yeah, I
so
know, I know, I
scared.
know, I know. It's natural to be like that because you're nervous when you're dealing with something unfamiliar, and chess is unfamiliar for all of you, yeah, relatively.
True.
So if we had to pick any random person and suddenly call them on stage to give a speech,
Hmm.
they are really going to. I remember, once I had to give a speech,
Hmm.
and my right leg was shaking throughout the entire speech. It was non-stop shaking. I couldn't do anything to stop it,
uh,
and thankfully it was covered by this that mic thing, the dais,
huh,
so
huh.
people did not see it and it didn't come on video. But it was shaking the whole time, and uh, and
And your
then
voice would
once,
also be cracking, I guess.
no, that I managed to show. I
Acha,
managed
acha. Oh, professional.
to, yeah.
You managed to hide it. Good.
Yeah, like my streams and stuff.
Huh.
What looked outside was smooth.
Is your leg shaking right now, Srinath? Because we can't see it.
No. Yeah. Now there are not so many people to feel nervous about anyway.
Hmm.
Uh,
Yeah,
but
that's
yeah, I
another
mean,
thing
once you
about
get used to
COB.
it, like when you're going for your shows and stuff,
Hmm.
you feel. I mean, you have that bit of nervousness that you have to perform,
Yeah, yeah.
but you also have that familiarity. Yeah? Once you go there and get into the zone, you're just doing what you have practiced and what you
Yeah,
have
you're
been doing.
nervous till the time you get the first laugh. And also, it to be honestly entirely depends upon the size of the audience. So like we have performed in front of audience where there's just five people. So if nobody laughs, you're just fine with it. We're like five people think that we are a bad comedian. I can live with it. But if there are like 500 people, then you're more nervous. And that's another thing with this streaming, right? There's like 40,000 people watching, 50,000 people watching, crazy numbers.
Yeah. But streaming feels a lot easier to me for
Yeah, because you
some
can't
reason.
see them. It's only the chat, and if you ignore it, then
Absolutely. Yeah, I think even now, if I had to do this same thing all over with a live audience, it would feel totally different
yeah.
for the first time at least. But yeah, I mean, chess is unfamiliar. You have less practice, so I think it's normal to feel
Yeah.
more tense, and that's usually where mistakes also start coming. So I think the only way to get rid of it is by more practice.
Yeah, practice is the key. I've picked up my practice in the last 2 weeks, but my blitz game hasn't improved, though my rapid game has.
That's okay. I think the main thing about your blitz is you might be in a situation where the time is coming down, and then
Hmm.
you will need to be able to switch to blitz mode with reasonable proficiency.
Yeah.
But apart from that, in a rapid game, blitz won't be as much relevant.
Huh, but blitz has helped me with speed for sure. Until I didn't start
Yeah,
playing blitz, a lot of my games in rapid I used to lose on timeout. Now I don't remember last time I've lost a game because of timeout in rapid.
yeah. That's how it helps. That's how it helps.
Hmm.
So back to today's session.
Yes.
Now, yeah. So I think we had a couple of things in mind, yeah. Rook
Hmm.
versus pawns, or rook and pawns. I'm not entirely sure what you meant, but maybe what we can do is we can start off by showing something,
So
and
I
yeah,
feel like my one of the things I have to learn is how to use my pawns better, or
okay,
how like I have had games where my pawn could take the opponent's queen, but I completely forgot that the pawn can do that. And later on in analysis, I checked. Okay, I've moved. I mean, I'm way past that, but I make pawns. I'm not using them as a weapon per se, or as a proper piece. And then I have been struggling. When towards the end game, when you have like three pawns together, and the opponent is taking them out, and you want to attack them, but you decide to attack one, he defends it by using a bishop, a rook, or anything, and so you're stuck, you're not able to eat any pawn.
okay,
And so वहां पर मैं थोड़ा struggle करता हूँ.
okay. Chris Kane's strong pawn islands versus weak pawn structure is maybe a bit above for today's. I mean, for this stage of chess improvement, but
Hmm.
sometime in the future, maybe you know,
Okay.
down the year,
Down a year.
yeah. I mean, as we go down.
Okay, okay. I was like, you're saying 2-3 साल लगेंगे तेरे को अभी वहां पहुंचने.
Well, that entirely depends on how much practice you are able to put.
नहीं अभी तो ज्यादा हो रहा है ऑलरेडी बीवी के साथ झगड़े चालू हो चुके हैं मेरे. Now she knows a tournament is coming up, so she will be quiet till that day. But yeah, in between it started happening. She will be like, "Angad, what are you doing?" I'm like, chess game. Please don't disturb right now. Let me finish the game, then I will do anything.
Yeah. You think that's why a lot of chess players are single?
Yeah, yeah, you have to be. I think it's very tough, Srinath, to remain a professional. It's a chess you can play anywhere, at any point. Like for
Yeah,
cricket, if you have to play, you need a team to go out and play properly. Like Virat Kohli can't start playing anywhere, but you
true,
can start
true,
at any point. And if
true.
there's no human being to play it with, you can play it with a computer.
Yeah, and if nothing else is there, people also start thinking about chess non-stop. It's always
Yeah,
there in the mind. There are these
I
stories,
think
yeah, yeah.
last COB I played so much around the tournament that my dreams were filled with chess.
I know. Same thing. Now, before we begin any serious thing, maybe I'll start with something fun, something nice, interesting,
Something
and
light, like appetizers we will have first, then we'll go to the main course.
yeah, something light. I once again had absolutely no time to prepare for today's session, so I'm searching for things to show, which
Uh,
is why we have this long. So when I'm passing on stream or when I'm doing random talks, it's
hmm.
usually that I'm fixing something on OBS or I'm searching for something like this.
Uh, I'm not surprised, Srinath. I'll be surprised the day you're like, well, fully prepared. I have each and everything ready. Then I'll be like, okay, something is wrong today.
Well, that is the norm, no? Usually.
Yeah. With streaming, it's like if it's just a two-person stream, I mean, with you, it isn't that obvious. But like me and my friend stream, and it's so obvious with him that he's reading the chats. And I'm trying to have a conversation, look into his eyes, and he is looking at another screen altogether.
Okay, I finally got something interesting. So let's begin with this question. Interesting question for all of us. And black to
Chat
play.
would have already figured out by now. White to play, right?
Black to play. Let me flip the board.
Ah, flip the board.
Flip the board and let me resize it. Ah no, I'll just go simple.
Hmm.
Okay, black to play. It's not quite the end game I think you described, but it's still a
It's
nice
it's
game
similar
taste.
with what I'm talking about. I mean, there may be one, two extra pawns, but a similar thing.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, while Angad is figuring out, as Shreya pointed out in the chat, my Chessable course is out, and the short and sweet version of it, which is absolutely free, with no cheese, no mousetrap, nothing, absolutely free. You just click on free, you get it. No paywall, nothing. So do check out the short and sweet version of it after the stream.
I really don't have an idea. The first thing that comes to my head is taking the knight to d2, but
Huh.
that's from a check POV.
This is a fun question. So knight is attacked. You want to move the knight to d2. It makes sense. But before we yeah, I'll just give you a couple more minutes to think, and if it is hard for you to figure out,
Hmm.
uh,
I'm trying to figure out if I let him have the knight, can one of my pawn uh, reach the last row?
yeah,
And that,
that's a good way of thinking in the end game because passed pawns
uh,
are one of the most important concepts in the end game.
hmm, hmm.
And if you're always looking to create a passed pawn, I think it can work very well in your level.
But in this scenario, my fear is that if I give away my knight, the other person has a knight also to attack my pawns. If it was just pawns versus pawns, then maybe.
Yeah, but the knight versus pawns is it's not too different from pawns versus pawns.
Okay.
Kaivalya, I think I sold more than one soul to publish it, not just my soul. Chat is also struggling with this. It's not easy. That is
Because
definitely not
the,
easy.
there are too many parameters. Like there are too many pieces and too many possibilities that exist.
Yeah. So let's just take a small break from this. I'll show another position and then we'll get
Okay.
back to this and let's see if you're able to
Okay. So
figure
now
out
even
the
the appetizers
similarities.
was too much, so we are going to soup, guys. Let's have the soup first. And I
Yeah, I
think if
mean,
that is too much, then he'll have to bring the just the water at the start.
I wasn't really going for an appetizer. I do not have enough time to
You
set
started
up
by
an.
saying that okay, let's start with the easy one, then we will go to the difficult one.
Angad, at that time I was just stalling, completely stalling. My only intention was to stall.
What did you have for lunch today? What did you
I
have lunch today?
just the usual South Indian fare, sambar and curd and rice. Thanks for helping me stall.
I'm there for you, buddy. I'm there for you.
Yeah. Have you seen this question before? Black to play?
But not. I mean, I've been in similar positions.
Yeah, this is a nice one. This is a nice one. No, Shreya, that's not right.
and in this case, the king of white is closer than the black king.
Yeah, but essentially the exercise is about creating fast pawns.
Passed pawn, yeah. So I'm
Yeah,
trying to figure out in.
yeah, Shubham is right. Rahul Srinivas is right. Chris Keynes is right. Yeah, chat has cracked this. So, chat, those who have cracked this, if you have the previous question in mind, try and apply what you have learned here there.
So if I move to c3, then only the b2 pawn can take it. Or if it moves ahead,
Yeah, so this one is a bit tough.
I go
Uh,
c3, b3.
no, Shreya, last question that is not right. The popular question used by coaches to torture children.
uh,
I remember back in the times when I was learning chess, and there was this coach who was very upset with me that I had taught this to his students. And he was like,
he was upset.
yeah, he was like, you took away 1 hour of my chess sessions and taken away
Okay,
my income.
I think I figured out. Uh, I move my pawn to b3,
Yeah, yeah,
a-
yeah.
and then if he takes from c2, then what do I do? अरे अभी तो सोचा था फिर भूल कैसे गया.
I'll keep quiet.
Ha, then I move a3.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. As AD would say it, yeah, bebe.
He would say
A3,
what?
yeah, bebe. That is
Yeah,
AD's
baby. Okay.
signature.
Okay.
And you create a passer like this,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
it
yeah.
goes on to queen.
So if we took from a2, then you move c3 ahead, basically the opposite
Yeah,
one.
yeah, 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 yeah. C3, B into C3, A3, and then the pawn queens.
Got it.
So awesome, awesome, awesome. So that is your appetizer.
Okay. It was tasty. Felt like effort.
Yeah.
Now we'll go back to the main course.
Yeah. Now let's go back to the main course. No, not this one. Why is this one getting? Okay. Yeah. So the operation is kind of similar.
Uh,
It's logical. What chat is saying is logical, but it's not correct. And even the chat has not figured this out yet.
so I first move c4.
See, you're operating with the pawn, yeah? I understand C4's idea. You want to create a passed pawn,
Hmm.
but it just might be a bit too slow because then he takes the knight and he has enough time. So you have to use something else. Essentially, the key is that you need to. This is your passed pawn,
Hmm.
and the ones preventing this are essentially this pawn because this too you can get it out of the way quickly. So it requires a small
So
leap of imagination.
then the way it can be done is by sacrificing your knight. So you move your knight to c3.
Yes, 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 yes.
So
Knight
if
to c3.
अगर वो knight से लेगा, then you can take it with your pawn.
Huh. This is winning
Or
because you take it and then this
uh,
pawn cannot be caught. The square. The king is too far. The king is just one move too far.
hmm.
And if he takes with the pawn, it's not too different because here also you just move your pawn ahead.
But
And
then it can capture, right?
yeah, so he can capture, then you capture back.
And then you have a pass pawn.
Yeah, you not only have a passed pawn, but it just cannot be stopped by the knight.
Yeah, in fact, the knight is even if he moves the knight, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so he can take this,
Hmm.
to try and get this knight to here, but then you simply take this back.
Hmm.
And now, once again, this square has been taken away, and this has a free pass.
ये तो actual game में भी figure out नहीं हो पाता. मतलब in an actual game, I would like it will take some years before I realize that I need to sacrifice my knight to get it there.
That is true, but the thing is, if you can see these things, like if you can
Hmm.
spot these situations where you have to sacrifice, I mean, you have to create a passed pawn. So in
Yeah,
endgames, most important thing is creating a passed pawn. When you have
which
these,
I feel like I'm bad at. I'm
yeah,
specifically bad at if my opponent is created pass pawn and like those three brothers Amar, Akbar, Anthony are coming together. And even though I would have a rook, I just panic.
yeah. So now, of course, your practical situations that needs a bit of time to be able to
Yeah,
tackle
crack
it,
it and practice.
but we can look at some methods by which the rook stops these pawns rolling together. So now the thing with rook versus pawns, like when rook is fighting a pawn alone, it's
Hmm.
these are very very complex positions. Like there are positions which even Magnus Carlsen would not be able to solve.
तो मेरे को तो दिखाने की कोशिश भी मत करना. Magnus Carlsen can't solve.
Of course. But okay, we won't be looking at those kind of questions. I'll set up something simple. Have you seen this question before? It's white to play. Let me flip board.
Right to play है ना, तो ठीक तो है.
No, The pawn is going
Ah, okay,
this side.
sorry. This one, so you take the pawn ahead.
Yeah,
C7.
yeah, c7. You play c7, and
Ah,
now the rook starts. So the rook cannot come here.
yeah.
So the rook starts giving you checks. It's the only thing.
Then you can move your king ahead.
Guys,
Move your king.
previous question d3 is not right because knight c3 is simply winning, whereas d3 you're not completely winning. You just have a good position. So
Chat is feeling hurt, huh? That chat couldn't get it.
yeah, exactly.
I mean, there was a big help from your side to say that we have to remove this one pawn.
I know, but that's the job of a coach, you know. It's not to
Yeah.
torture the students. Because I've been tortured when I was growing
Hmm.
up, so I learned not to do that.
Good, good. So
Yeah.
now just move it to B7.
Now, if you move to b7, then the rook will pin your pawn, and then it will take your
Then,
pawn the next move, and it will be a draw.
acha, if I move it ahead, then it can capture it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, where else can the king move? And chat, while Angad is solving this and you're also straining your brain, do take a break for a second, hit the like button and the subscribe button, and then get back here so you can always get notified whenever we have these interesting sessions, and also more people can tune in and watch it. So more people get the same pleasure as you.
Okay. So I was thinking C5.
Yes, King c5. King c5 is the most natural move. So now we have eliminated all the possibilities on the 7th rank because the rook goes to d7 and then takes this pawn. So now we need to bring back the king. That much is established. Now if you bring back the king, there are three squares possible. Of course, we can straight away rule out here because now this just takes the pawn and
Hmm.
black would be winning. If you move the king here, then the problem is the rook will come from behind and get you. So he'll go here, and then when you
Hmm.
queen or whatever you promote it to, the next move he gives a check and takes it. So once the rook comes to d1, the only option you have is to now take your
B5.
king forward, and then he will give a check, take the pawn, and make
Hmm.
a draw. Yeah, so you're right. The only remaining move here,
Is B5.
yeah, it's b5. Now, again, the black rook cannot get here, so he
Hmm.
keeps giving you a check, rook d5 check.
Hmm.
So what do you do?
So if we get into repetition, then it will be a draw.
Yeah, Gizmo girl is right.
Mm, so I'm thinking we can go back to C6.
It would be the same thing. So once again, the problem is wherever you
If
go
I
on the
go
C
there,
line, this whole line, then the rook comes from behind and
rook comes from behind, and then I'll keep moving out. Yeah, but it will again be repetition,
ha,
not of two
wahi,
moves, but between three, four moves.
yeah. So once again, you have only one option. The same logic as the previous move.
So then I go to B4.
Exactly. You have to go to b4. He keeps checking you.
Hmm.
So then you have to again go back.
B3.
Yeah, you have to go back. Checks you, and now you can move to the C line.
C5. Now I can go C2. Yeah.
Yeah, C2. So now he cannot come behind you and give you a check. So it
Hmm.
looks like black is lost. It looks like everything is over. But this black guy is a very wily guy. So he has one last trick up his sleeve. He goes
Okay.
rook d4. And now what do you do?
I make a queen, no?
Yeah, that would be the natural thing to do. But
I'm sure there is some, but okay. What
yeah,
can black do now?
do you want to think or should I tell you?
I mean, what can it do? It
So
can come
it's,
to C4, but then I can simply capture it.
and then,
So capture it with my queen.
okay, now what's the result of this game?
I will win.
How
No, it's
black does not
stalemate.
have a move. Yeah,
Ah, stalemate.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah, it's a stalemate.
The black guy is too smart, man. Okay.
Yeah, so this is the trick. You cannot make a queen here because rook c4 check is a stalemate. And
Hmm.
this
Hmm.
these kind of things are very common in endgames.
Well, not the end games that I've been playing.
Yeah, these are more of these are generally things that don't come on the board.
Hmm.
Uh, but
At least
yeah,
at my level.
it can come in these fast games. You can do these
Yeah, yeah.
stalemate tricks when you're defending, especially.
Hmm.
Stalemate tricks they happen a lot, especially with all these pre-moves and stuff.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
So
Oh,
you
so
need to
then in this
promote it
case,
to a rook. Yeah,
oh, promote it. If I promote it to a rook,
yeah,
okay, then the king can move. Got it.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Got it. चैट ने बता दिया था promoted to a rook.
Chat is too smart.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the person who invented chess, like his lineage, is in the chat.
Yeah, a bit embarrassed to admit. For some reason, I'm I'm not. I don't know how to promote to a rook right now. Because when I'm promoting to a queen, it doesn't ask me what I want to do. It just
Ha
goes
ha.
to a
Okay.
queen directly, auto queen.
I think there must be in the setting automatic queen.
Yeah, 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 yeah. I know, but
I but we got it. We
but
got it.
I just went to the settings and I didn't find where I change it. But yeah, so bit of visual exercise for you.
Yes.
White promotes to a rook, threatening rook a8 checkmate, and
Hmm.
black still has one last move, rook a4. So there is rook on c8, black rook on a4, and here white has one last move which wins. That is the final solution.
White has one last move. So the black rook is on A4, white
Yeah,
rook is on C8.
yeah,
And one last move that white has that white will win.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I have to fill up for my co-host Adiban, Adiban. That's why I have to pretend that I'm a boomer.
Uh, move king to B3
Yeah, got it, got it, got it, got
and
it.
then rook to C1.
Yeah, so that is the full solution of this. Yeah, so rook a4, king b3. and it's checkmate by force on the next move. The rook is
Oh, you
attacked.
got it. The rook is there.
I used a
Did
jugaad.
did the chat help you? Oh, so you got a rook. You remove the pawn itself. You got a rook.
Yeah. Yeah, this is one of the most basic questions of
Hmm.
rook versus pawn. In these rook versus pawn positions, stalemate play a very crucial role. Now, when there are three pawns to counter, it is going
Hmm.
to be difficult, no matter who you are,
Huh.
because three pawns they are hard to stop. If there are three pawns coming at you at once, then you need to be able to fight with both the king as well as the rook.
I actually in this and the scenarios where like three pawns are coming together, I feel the bishop or a knight are way more effective than the rook.
Bishop might be. It also
Bishop
depends on
is.
how advanced the pawns are.
Yeah, I have had games, Srinath, I think in the last 1 week where the pawns just started their journey. And I was facing, and I won because I had a lot of time and my opponent didn't. And they had come till like the third file basically, black pawns. Let's say they've come to the third row, and I was really struggling to get them out of the way.
Okay, okay, okay. We'll look at some techniques where. Okay, as a rule, even
Hmm.
uh, even with two pawns,
Hmm.
if these two pawns reach the sixth rank, then the rook cannot stop it on its own.
Okay.
So, like this position, if it is black to play, and if these two pawns are together on the sixth rank, so this is sixth rank from black's perspective,
Yeah.
then the rook will not be able to stop it alone. Because let's say I make a random move with the rook and the pawn gets here. Now, even
Hmm.
if you attack this one pawn,
It
then
will
the
go
other
ahead.
pawn
Yeah.
will pass.
Okay. Yeah.
And if you attack this other pawn, this pawn will pass. So, together, when they have reached the sixth rank, then the rook alone cannot stop. A bishop might be able to stop.
Hmm.
A knight may be able to stop, but even knight, I don't think it might be able to stop these two pawns together on the sixth rank. Then it's too advanced.
Hmm.
So, fortunately, it's on the uh,
One of them
fifth
is on
rank.
the fifth
One of
rank.
them is. So, how will you stop these pawns?
First thought is rook to a3, but then it can
Not bad.
take the take the pawn to. I mean, it can move the other pawn to g2.
Exactly. So, you're not really stopping either of the pawns.
Yeah.
You're
Uh,
like trying. You're having them in your vision, but you're not exactly stopping them.
so if I go to f6, then
So
it will
now the
just.
first question is, which is your priority? Do you want to stop the G3 pawn or the F4 pawn?
I mean, the first priority would be g3 pawn
Correct. So how do you stop it?
because it is ahead. I mean, in this case, so I can straight away take my rook to g6.
Correct.
Uh,
And now this pawn cannot move because if black moves this pawn, then you
then
just
we
take
go, yeah,
this. And if he moves further, then you're in time to catch it.
yeah,
Now he has to move the king. He has to
yes.
try and bring the king ahead. And now the king is threatening to come in three,
Hmm.
four moves. So how do you take these pawns out before the king comes?
Bringing my own kin will take more time.
Yeah,
Then should I straight away go to g4?
yes, yes. Simplest. Many times, often in life, the simplest things are the most powerful. And this is one such scenario.
So in between, Srinath gets into like a TED Talk mode where, where you'll say something so
Eh,
profound.
well, something that sounds profound,
Hmm.
but yeah, yeah, I remember. I remember the dialogue from a movie. Like there's a gangster who shows how to do this organized crime, and then it's like simple but powerful. From there, it
Are you
stuck on with
quoting
me.
gangsters right now while playing chess?
Well, as far as this question is concerned, this Rook is like a gangster. It's a bully, and his pawns are children. Okay, bad example. I'm talking nonsense.
The
But yeah, from Black's perspective, from the Black pieces perspective.
rook is the gangster.
Yeah, yesterday I wrote something on Twitter like, this opening is very unpleasant to the Black player, and
Hmm.
people started ganging up on me on the comments like racist and stuff. I'm like, what? Black player means not black player. So,
Yeah, we don't know in future they might change the color of the chessboard pieces, like it's green versus blue, just to make everybody happy.
huh,
So that there are no such confusions.
true. I'll take. I like blue. One side can be blue, so then we can also start bleeding blue, like chess 24.
Yo, or the
Yeah,
Indian cricket team.
yeah. Indian cricket team.
Bleed Blue was that Pepsi ka campaign, right?
Yeah,
I think it was it for the 2011 World Cup. Sometime for some World Cup they had this campaign.
I don't remember exactly, but it's stuck on. It's stuck on. Now we bleed blue even for test matches when we want India to win.
Yeah.
So Rook G4 and these pawns are held back, and this is one technique using the Rook against two pawns. You can still hold them when they are not on the sixth rank, but the key thing is you need to have them. You need to attack the past pawn which is more advanced. So this is like a general automatic rule. So when you have less time and
Hmm.
you see these pawns advancing, go after the leader, the gang leader, and
Hmm.
then the
Hmm.
rest of the chain will fall. Every chain is only as strong as its weakest link. So
Okay. In this position, we started with the rook being at a6. Now, what if your rook is at a1?
good question. Let me set up the question. Okay, so if your rook is on a1, then you cannot win anymore. But once again, the principle is same. You have to stop this pawn first. You can still stop them. Like one-handed, the rook can hold them off. He cannot go
Ah,
and
but then the
bully now.
king can come.
Yeah, so he brings his king, and you also have to bring your king to follow.
Okay.
So you also fight with your king. They also fight with their
The
king,
king.
and
Ah.
you can hold on with the king. So eventually, I think it should. No, I'm making a mistake. Yeah, these things are. You have to attack the pawn from behind. Okay, so with the king, this black king is going to come like this and take
Yeah.
this rook. So your king, when the black king goes to f3, the white king has to
Hmm.
be from e5, attacking from behind, holding a
Okay.
gun to the f4 pawn's head. So if the king moves forward, then the king takes it. But when
But
it
then
is
it's a
on
draw. Ah.
f3, yeah, it can only be a draw with best play. White cannot
Okay.
win this. But
Okay.
when it is on f3, if you move to d3, then the king
Hmm.
can easily move to f2. So here you are not able to hold it back.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
So you have to come from behind. King d6, king f3, king e5, and you're just about holding it. So there are these techniques where you can hold these pawns with the king also.
Hmm.
And king and rook combining together, they can hold these pawns. And of course,
And
there
now
are,
black.
yeah,
Now if black has to win,
yeah,
then black should move the king to g4, but still it will be holding positions only.
yeah, exactly. Now there is a danger that you can lose because now I'm coming. Okay, you won't lose probably because now I'll come to
Yeah,
this
then I
point.
can take my f3 pawn. Yeah.
Yeah, f3 pawn, and I'm still holding it within my
Now I
king's
can
watch.
attack.
Now you attack, and now I have to play rook f1. I have to be careful because when you play g2, I need to be able to take with my king on f2.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm just
But
about
then
on top.
black will again have to bring his king ahead, basically now.
Yeah, but then next move I can anyway take on f2 and make a draw.
Ah, you can. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay.
So these are very, very complex things, very complex.
Mhm.
And there is also one more. I mean, these things we are still dealing with the range of questions which we are aware of,
Hmm.
techniques we are aware of, but there are questions which no human can possibly solve in one go in this rook and pawn.
Okay.
So if you ever reach a situation where you feel that you are not able to solve it over the board, then don't worry, you're also in the same league of, us.
Yeah, I'm not worried at all. I'm just trying to learn.
Huh,
I don't start crying after losing a chess game.
it's a good thing. Okay, so here we have an example where these two pawns are on the sixth rank, they're far advanced. Generally, in these situations, the pawns can, they are independent. But that
Hmm.
is only if it is black to play. This position is white to play, so white still has that one more. If you take the pawn immediately, then black plays c2 and it's no longer possible to capture that pawn. And here you have
Yeah.
no stalemate tricks because the king is not in a corner. So white has
Hmm.
only one mechanism through which he can catch these pawns. Why is it live? Someone is asking.
Why is it live?
Yeah, I don't entirely understand. Yes, Sachin, this is a kind of series. I'm sorry, I don't know your actual name. Yeah, but yeah, chat has got it right.
So my guess is the only thing to do is to give a check.
Yes, correct.
But whether to give it at d8 or b4, d8 seems the better option.
Uh, if you go to d8, then you will lose immediately because then the king just moves away, and we are in that situation where these two pawns can just queen on
Okay,
their
I
own.
got it. So you move to b4, and then basically then
Yeah,
check,
you move to
then
b4
capture the
and
pawn.
yeah, you capture the pawn, and this pawn comes to c3. Sorry, rook can come to c3. So this is a draw because black king can move forward. You do take this pawn now using the spin, but then the black king moves further forward, and here white has to give up his rook for the pawn and
Hmm. Draw.
take the draw. Yeah. Okay. So that was
But what if in this position the
yeah.
black king doesn't come to d3, it goes to d5.
Then also we just take the pawn.
You take the pawn, but then now this pawn can move ahead, and
Huh,
then
but
you come back. Ha
you have
ha.
this
So
c3
take it.
point, yeah?
Yeah, 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 yeah. Got it. Got
Yeah,
it.
yeah. So that was quite hard, yeah? Very difficult. I think your brain had quite a bit of workout in these things.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Uh, I think whatever I apply, like my mind in 1 week, what we do like in 45 minutes is way higher than what I do in 1 week.
Oh, wow. Yeah, so Rook and Pawn endgame, the literature is vast. We'll need like 25 weeks to go through everything.
Hmm,
But I
hmm,
think for today we can stop here because yeah, we saw a few patterns where you can hold the pawns with your rook.
hmm,
So the takeaways from today's session is always go after the passed pawn ahead of your the most advanced passed pawn. And second is don't let these pawns together reach the sixth rank. You know, take them out
ah,
before they reach the sixth rank. Till that time, you have a chance to stop them. Beyond that, you need to have your king nearby.
hmm, hmm,
Only then you
hmm.
can save it.
Got it.
And for yourself, whether you have a pawn or whether you have a knight, look to
Hmm,
create these passed pawns yourself in endgames. They are very deadly.
hmm, hmm. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I have to have a better like. I need to improve my usage of pawns generally. Like whenever the game is stuck, I will still try to use my knight or bishop to create attack instead of like advancing my pawns.
Yeah. Sorry, I did your friend's thing. I was reading the chat.
It's okay.
So what did you say? I missed it.
I said I have to learn how to use my pawns more effectively because sometimes in the mid game there is no attack being built, but I will
Hmm,
still
hmm,
keep
hmm, hmm,
using
hmm.
my bishop or my knight to build an attack instead of using my pawns and like just advancing them and creating a pass pawn.
Yeah, true, true. Many times when you advance these pawns in the middle game also, like let's
Hmm.
say in a random game, you're able to get your pawn to a6 and
Hmm.
let me try and get a yeah. So let's say you advance this pawn to a6 and this pawn is not on b7, it's on b6 something, and somehow
Hmm.
you get this pawn to a6. Then in the end game, if you're somehow able to take this a7 pawn, then you
Hmm.
will have a very dangerous pass pawn.
Yeah.
So even when you make these advances in the middle game, it's a two-way thing. Sometimes it can be dangerous,
Hmm.
but quite often it also can be, you know, very protective. So then you have only one pawn to take, and it's game over. Okay,
Got it.
so time for some games, time for some Discord.
Hmm.
Unfortunately, you don't have Nihaya to take revenge for you today, so you're going to do all the wins. All right, so let's move to the Discord VC, the waiting room,
Coming,
and
coming.
do you want to play 3+0 today or 5+0? That's one question I wanted to ask.
Let's go for 5+0. I
Okay,
mean, I'm fine with anything, by the
yeah, but it's just painful for me to see you lose on time every game.
way. Yeah, so let's go for 5+0.
Yeah, 5+0 is nice, nice in the middle, nicely in the middle. There's an international master in the chat who was asking me if having an uncombed hair and something else was a streamer in thing. No, it's just my thing. It's not a streamer thing. Angad is
Yeah,
the
my
prototype
my
streamer.
my my hair is combed, guys. If you want to know.
Yeah, Angad is the
Uh,
professional streamer here, and I'm the learner in the streaming part.
buddy, I'm worried for you. Every time I look at you, I'm worried. I have to enter live VC, right?
Yeah, you have to enter live EC.
Okay, I'm there.
Why are you worried? One second. Yeah, you're muted in the. So Discord, I have to just one second. Discord, I have to enable the speaker. Get the right speaker. Uh, yeah, can you say something now?
Check, check, check. I'm
Yeah,
saying something.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Got it. So why are you worried for me?
Because you look damn exhausted every time. It looks like
So
as soon as the stream will be over, you will just sleep in the same chair.
Chess 24, if you are hearing that, please give me some rest. Okay, but my chessable course is done now. So I think one night of sleep and I'll be back to normal. Have Aman Shaker already waiting in the waiting room. So I'll pull him in. He's our usual guy in the learning chess
These are
series.
veteran.
Yeah. And meanwhile, others do get to the waiting room on Discord, Chess24 India Discord. Mods, please paste the link.
Hi,
Hi, Aman. Welcome back.
hi, Srinath. Hi, Angad.
Hey, Aman, how are you doing?
Yeah, doing good.
Yeah,
Since
I
we
And I
have
was
mean,
finished, you'll be doing great.
week also.
we can almost change these streams to learning chess featuring Angad and Aman. Yeah, you've been in every
True.
episode so far, right? 3 out of 5, 4 out of 5.
No, 4 out of 5.
Yeah, 4 out of 5. But yeah, welcome back.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you.
Good to see that we are kind of building a family.
Yeah.
Regular
So
people who are here to beat me.
Oh, it's not like that. Should I send you the challenge, Angad?
Yes, send challenge for
I
50 plus 0. 50.
okay. Just send you.
I'm accepting it.
yeah,
Srinath,
Okay.
you're set?
yeah, I'm set.
Okay. I will be removing the earphones.
Let me go on mute also.
Yeah. All right, we have kickoff for the games. I'm muted on everywhere, and Aman has gone to 2010. Wow, that's such an increase in his rating. Such an improvement. I think Aman should be playing more in Banter Blitz than in these learning chess. Meanwhile, the rest of you who are watching, do join the waiting room on the Discord to get a chance to play against Angad and beat him and get him some good preparation before his next tournament. A normal Orthodox Italian here. So far, Angad is pretty safe. Aman, if I remember, I think he fancies himself in the end game. In the opening, he just tries to get a position. He just tries to get a safe position. And here, I think Angad is going to go for bishop into f6 and yeah, shatter black's king side. But the good thing for Aman is that he hasn't yet castled. So here, a good move for white would be to play knight h4, taking control of the f5 square and threatening queen h5. But he hasn't taken advantage of that, and Aman is just going to go queen side. Uh, I don't like this rook g1 move so much. I think Angad could have gone g4. Okay. This is a bit strange for me. So black is like burning everything. He's burning on all sides. So the question will be, where is he going to castle? Where is black going to castle? Which side? The king does need to get safe, and I don't see where the black king will find safety in. But the good thing for him is that the position is not yet open. So just knight e2 now. Angad off to a good start, I should say. Pretty decent start. Black has broken with d5. So white should, just maybe take on d5 and break with d4 himself. But he played queen d2, which is also something I can understand. But now the queens get exchanged. Aman expectedly not going for the exchange. He's in an aggressive mood today. He's come out all guns blazing. And here I think Angad has blended a piece. D into e4 and he loses a piece. Yeah, yeah. D into e4, he's losing a piece. Aman is rapidly improving, I should say. I'm impressed and pleased to see that he is rapidly improving. And he also noticed this very quickly, which shows that he has been practicing and he's getting more and more fluent. The tragedy for Angad is after rook, yeah, the knight on e7 is protecting the rook on g8. So there's no compensation there in that sense. And this one's going to go for Aman, who has got ridiculously strong. He should be playing in all these banter blitz and these hand and brain games with the professionals. So check given by Angad, Aman just taking the rook and yeah, nothing good to say about White's position. Perhaps Angad's first mistake was that he started with 1 e4. These days, if you don't start with Catalan, then that's asking for trouble already. And and yeah, post that this d into e4 was a really nice touch by Aman. And and I would still say there's still some hope for Angad because he has an extra piece, but his king is still a bit exposed. But on the other hand, I think Angad will also be psychologically demoralized, having known him for all these last few streams. Aman does have that psychological hold over Angad, so he, in fact, he has been beating everyone who has come on stream on Chess 24 India, and yeah, no shame in losing to such a powerful opponent. Yeah, Bishop into G1, Queen G2 would have been interesting there, but Bishop E3 check was there for black anyway. Now Rook G7 check? No, just Queen E3. No, but this is not going to. Queen F4 and black wins. Yeah, yeah. So that's a good game by Aman. Good effort by Angad, but Aman is simply a really good player by now. And if he was a stand-up comic, he would be the favorite to win the COB. It would be a good game between Aman and Joel, probably. Should have Joel on one of these just to beat Aman. No, but what I'm really pleased about Aman is I've been watching him since each week, since each episode, and his rate of improvement has been fantastic. He's playing stronger with each week. He's playing more confident with each week. I'm I, I'm very impressed and pleased with that aspect, and I also hope that it gives like a motivation to everyone watching that they can do similar things. Okay, Angad is fighting till the end. He has resigned. Powerful, powerful game, Aman.
Thank you.
Wow.
Great game, buddy.
Yeah.
I
You
think he blundered when he castled queenside.
yes. When he castled queenside, that was a
Yeah, his
deep
bishop was
blunder.
hanging. Yeah,
So,
Why was it a blunder to castle queenside?
because
the
after
piece
he
was
took your
hanging.
pawn, Aman, you can
Because
say.
Your bishop was hanging. That's why. And when I took with pawn, then another knight was on attack with my pawn.
हाँ मतलब वो तो the problem was I didn't अच्छा I should have instead taken it with the pawn. Okay.
Yeah, a move earlier you should have taken with the pawn. And one
हाँ
of these
मतलब
things,
but हाँ
so one of these things in many of these middle games is you should try and break with d4. You should try to open up the position.
Okay.
hmm
So in these situations where you're struggling to place your pieces, yeah, you have less space and the
Yeah.
activity is not flowing, then you should try to open things up with a break in the center with d4 or d5.
Yeah, in
okay.
the I think I broke with d5 later on.
Yeah, yeah. Like, yeah, exactly like how Aman did. He broke with d5 to bring his pieces. So if you had countered it, then his king is in the one in the center. So that would give you
हाँ but
slightly better chances.
my thing was I wanted to castle and protect my king first because I've not
Acha.
done that in some games and then I have lost out and the king side castling option was gone.
Okay,
So
okay,
I
okay.
didn't see that it's a double attack, but in my head I was like, let's do castling and get it out of the way, basically.
Understand. Yeah,
I
yeah.
didn't see that there's a the bishop is hanging after he captures my. I missed that. I saw it after doing the castle.
Got it. But yeah, okay. I mean, I think Aman is he's become really strong. I mean, stronger than any of the other players that you'll probably face in the COB. So
Yeah.
Thank you.
yeah,
Lots of
thanks,
studying.
Aman. Okay, shall we get the next player in?
Sure.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Aman. See you next time we
Next
have
week.
this. Yeah,
Sure. Bye. Bye,
bye.
Angad.
Bye, Aman.
Hi, Hutkarsh. Are you here? Hello,
Hello.
hello. Yeah, hi, Hutkarsh.
Hello, Angad. Hello, Srinath sir.
How are you?
Hi, Utkarsh. How are you doing?
Good, I'm good. How are you?
Good, man. Good.
I am good. How are you?
Yeah,
We are
yeah, we're
also
doing
good.
good. Yeah.
Oh,
Tell us a bit about yourself. How did you start playing chess, and how did you get into chess?
Uh, I wa- mm, I played chess in my childhood, and then I started playing after somewhere where I started streaming chess on YouTube.
Okay, awesome.
How old are you, Utkarsh?
I am 18 right now.
18. Okay. मैं समय उतना भी बड़ा नहीं है that you call him भैया by the way.
So I
हाँ.
send you a challenge.
Huh. 5+0 time control.
Okay,
All the best. May the
thank you.
best player win.
Utkarsh is his name. Okay, I'm accepting and we're moving.
Yeah. All right. Let's begin, Utkarsh. Yeah, we have kickoff. Utkarsh is a nice word play. Yeah? It's like telling the curse to go away. Gurkirat, we have this Discord. We have this Discord. Uh, I mean, we play with the Discord every week. So it's with the Discord members, but yeah, sure, playing with subscribers if that gets you to subscribe and like the stream. I don't quite like how Utkarsh has started this with the pawn on b3. B3 is generally not advisable, whether it's on the first move or the fourth move, as it was played in this game. And this has given Angad a very nice center. And Utkarsh is also playing a bit slower than usual. It's a good thing that it's a 5+0 game. But yeah, Gurkirat, but I'm not sure if I will let Angad play with you. You played really well yesterday. You were too strong. I think you're only allowed to play banter blitz with grandmasters and international masters, not letting you play with comedians. The same with Aman also from now on. Where is AD? Is he here? He's winning a piece. Angad is winning a piece. Angad hasn't won like the last 5 or 6 games in this learning chess ka thing. And he could have actually just taken this bishop on d3, but it's not that Angad has not been playing well, but every game he has been losing on time. So that's why I Gurkirat, all is fair in chess and war. And I mean, what can I do, man? You're playing so strong. I mean, you played really well yesterday. And I want my student to go with confidence. It's a trick which is also taught in the epics of how to train your students. So why not 3+2? Because all these elite comedian events are without increment. So it's better training for Angad without increment. Just defend the pawn, Angad. Don't. Yeah, so from that sense, Gurkirat's rating is very deceptive, very, very deceptive. I also thought he's a 1300, so we will chill, we'll do stuff aram se, and he played 55 moves with me and Hari, and came close to flagging us. Uh, it's 15+10, it's not 15+0. What? Can't be. That's not true. Is it? I thought I thought they loved that excitement the non-increment brings. Nice. This is nice tactics by Angad. Awesome. Awesome, Angad. Well done. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. I can hear.
एक
Utkarsh.
second is there something
Utkarsh,
wrong?
you know what your mistake was? The first mistake?
No, can you please point out?
The first mistake was playing b3.
B3, 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 I guess. Then he played A6 and Bishop has no good squares.
Yes, this is a warning sign, cautionary tale for those who are watching. Agar if you play b3 like this in the opening, this is what happens. 15 moves. The game lasted only 15 moves. And
Yes, and I got bit hesitated also. So I was not at my peak, I guess.
yeah, I think today was just a bit of an off day. You know, when he played e4, you still had chance. Like you can play knight c3 and knight into e4. Not able to hear you,
On which move?
Angad. You have to unmute on Discord. I think you're muted on Discord. You're muted on Discord. Okay, sure, sure, sure. Yeah, sorry, you are asking Utkarsh.
Which move he played?
If you see on the stream right now, you'll see the question. So at this point where he played e4, here you can play knight c3, take knight into
Yes.
e4. He recaptures with the knight, you capture with the bishop. Finally, when he captures with the queen, you have this rook e1 pin.
Oh, I can see.
Okay, now I'm back. Sorry.
Yeah,
After e4, what did you say he should have played?
knight c3. Angad, you went so speechless after your win, yeah?
Nice. No, actually, my Bluetooth earphones didn't connect. He
Acha,
should have gone.
acha.
Yeah, that was my fear. If he brings in his knight for attack.
Yeah. Yeah.
But in that case, I would have anyways moved to my.
But I played c4.
Yeah, c4, that was the mistake. Okay, but you know, when you played b3 itself, it was like your, it's like that bad nazar kind of thing, you know. Momentum got spoiled.
Yeah, when he
Okay.
played b3, I was like, बस मैं किसी तरह pawn e4 पहुंचा दूं बस. That became my goal.
Yeah. But okay, nice to see Angad win after a long time because I think it has been like 4 5 defeats in a row, yeah.
Yeah. I think on learning chess, this is my first victory. We have had one draw or two draws, I think, and this is my first victory. Woohoo!
Awesome, awesome.
Thank you, Utkarsh.
I think we'll end it here, you know, on a win, on a sweet note.
Yes. That is very nice of you.
I know. No, Aryan, no, you're too professional. You come on the banter blitz. I'll do banter blitz, then you can get a game. Hand and brain, you're welcome against the grandmasters. Here, I'm sending off Angad with a win to the COB. So, yeah, that sums up today's stream. I do hope you got in some new information. I'm not sure about the entertainment part. I mean, these rook and pawn end games, they can be quite fun, or they can be quite boring as well for a lot of people. So I do hope it was informative and entertaining to some extent. Thank you all for joining, and see you guys soon for the Champions Chess Tour coverage of Chess 24 India. And until then, bye bye and thanks. And do like the stream and subscribe to the channel if you still haven't.
And hit the bell notification icon. The bell
Yeah, hit the
notification.
bell icon. Thank you guys. Bye bye.